Hi, everyone. I am excited to introduce our first fellow, Henry, someone from whom I've learned so much and am privileged to call a friend. And Henry first came into the program bright-eyed and laser-focused. And while he was here, he set a lot of records. But he'd be the first to tell you that none of this came easy. And as part of the classroom team, I watched him grow um, and really just become his own advocate, own his pursuit, and fail forward like many times over. He was the first to sign up for extra office hours with volunteers on Thursdays, which, for context, for those of you who don't know, is the start of the weekend for our nights and weekend fellows. He would use any and all pockets of downtime to supplement his learning through various platforms, like you name it, he used it, probably finished a course or two or 10. He was the first to hit 100 job applications and signed up for the most technical and behavioral interview practices to date, and was even one of the first along with Henry, to proactively set up time in the evenings to work on interview questions with his peers. That is Henry. And if you can believe it, he did all this with a smile, like the one that you're seeing on the screen. And actually, on second thought, it might have been a grimace. Henry, you'll have to verify that for me in private later. In any case, just want to say that we are so proud of you and you deserve all the success in the world. Thank you for your unfailing grace and for trusting the process. Everyone, Henry. Woo, let's unmute ourselves. Yay.
Let's
Yes.
ring the gong now. She Thank you so much for that. I was like, wow, that was really dope. Appreciate that.
So proud. Woo!
So hello everyone. As you guys know, my name is Henry Nuñez, and I am from the 6.4 full stack cohort. And it is with great pleasure that I can officially announce that I am the new web apprentice at cLabs. Being a fellow and now alumni of Pursuit is certainly a great honor. Working, collaborating, and or just like simply just having discussions with alongside the cohort has been a once in a lifetime experience. And if I could do it all over again, I would with no hesitation. I hope that we could continue to grow and eventually collaborate on some future projects. Before Pursuit, I had previously gone to college and studied exercise science in the hopes of becoming a physical therapist. But during my time in college, I could never find my footing. Every year it seemed that I needed to take another class for another class. And I realized that I wouldn't finish in 4 years. And honestly, I just felt like there was a lot of hurdles and I kind of just lost belief in that particular system. But I stuck it out for the time until my junior year when I was offered a coaching position after a 6-month internship with the New York Red Bulls. I was excited. I was too excited, in fact, to the point where school became an afterthought. I know that my current position wasn't a physical therapist, but I was outside of school and I finally had a professional job. Everything seemed fine up until 2 years later when I found myself doing the same thing over and over. I was running the same plays. And then suddenly the lure and the smoke stream of just being in that setting cleared, and I found myself feeling like a hamster on a wheel. I need to change, and I was yearning for something more. And so I just quit my job, and then I did all sorts of jobs. I was a barista at one point. I also became an EMT, and eventually I would get a receptionist job at a private gym because it had flexible schedules, and I had given after 2 years of leaving school, I had decided to come back and give college another shot because, unlike Kanye, I was tired of being a college dropout. Um, but a close friend of mine who worked for a nonprofit at the time sent me an email about Pursue. I read the email, and I read the email, and then I saw a video of a person working on what looked like a virtual solar system. Um, I also read that if I were to get admitted into this program, I would potentially work on projects similar to those. Seemed pretty cool, pretty exciting. But there was a problem with that. I had no experience in computer science. Coding was such an abstract concept to me. Like if I thought to myself that if Pursue were to accept me, it would just be out of mere luck. So I didn't apply at first. But then a couple of weeks later, I got a follow-up email from Pursue about an open house. And so I attended. And let me tell you guys, I'm so happy I went to this open house. I saw stories, and I saw and read some stories, some inspiring stories. I met some of the fellows and that were there and their experiences throughout that journey. And that really attracted me to just want to get a career in tech. So I applied, and then I had my interview. And Vincent, who is here today, he was the one who interviewed me. And today we could laugh about it, but that day, I was so. I guess he saw that I was so frustrated. I was so vulnerable, and I remember cursing in that interview. And I thought to myself, like, that's it. It was over. You know. But he saw that. I guess he saw that I was really passionate and that I wanted this. And man, I'm so thankful he saw past that and gave me a chance. And I went on to the next round. I had the 2-day workshop with Corey, and that's the first time I met Corey. And I remember, that whole experience. And I remember like the last day of the workshop, like feeling like I had no idea what was going on. I didn't think I was gonna get in, but I got in. I don't know what they saw in me, but I got in. And my experience at Pursue has been an incredible one. I remember the first day, everyone in the cohort was so different. Everyone came from different backgrounds, different professions, and we were a really eclectic group. But as time passed by, it turned out that we were more similar than we were different. We were all trying to learn a new skill. Some were adjusting better than others. But one thing was common. We were here because we wanted a big change in our lives. Most of us like sleep. We were running on coffee. Some of us were running out of patience, but we were there for one another. Every day I entered Pursuit, it felt like a playground where the possibilities were endless. I had the time of my life. I learned so much about computer programming. I enforced my soft skills, but more importantly, I learned so much about myself. Sorry. I did things in Pursuit that once seemed impossible. I improved my typing skills from 12 words per minute to now hitting 60 words per minute. I was being mentored by not one, but 2 Google engineers. I attended and participated in multiple hackathons and got the chance to collaborate with all types of people from all over the world. Some of my classmates and I worked on creating full stack web applications where they're currently deployed and live in the internet. And to think that all of this happened in 1 year. Sorry. The day after this year-long fellowship, it was one of the saddest days I could remember. I just had an incredible year, and that's it. Like I was, from one day to another, I was no longer with the cohort. But this was the time to put my big boy pants on and go out and conquer the world. I had a game plan. I was supposed to do 5 job applications, 5 lead code questions, and at least 1 virtual coffee hour with someone in the tech industry every day until I got my first job. I mean, it was tough. It was a really tough time. It seemed that for every 1 job I applied for, it seemed like I would get 3 emails saying that they appreciated that I took the time to fill out their application, but at this time, I was not the engineer they were looking for. This was my schedule from the first day I left Pursuit up until I signed my name on the contract for my first job in tech. It was tough, really tough, but I didn't give up, and I knew this was part of the journey. 140 job applications later, cLabs decided to take a chance on this 30-year-old man. What attracted me to cLabs was that their values strongly align with mine. Also, their social impact around the world and how they help all these communities through crypto and blockchain technology. I get to go into these meetings and see engineers and other leaders in the industry tackle some of the problems with crypto, building beautiful apps to create a solution to these problems. They're really inclusive, and I'm always amazed at the things they're doing to reach out to underdeveloped communities, bridging the gap of financial inclusivities to these countries. On a personal note, since day one, they have been invested in my growth. One example that I could think of is I was asked how I would like to grow as a developer at cLabs, and I had expressed that I wanted to grow as a front-end developer and improve my UI UX. On day one, I was in a meeting with the lead designer. I picked his brain about branding, music, colors, anything. I was just asking him anything. And like I said, this company was invested in my growth long term. I'm humbled and so grateful for the opportunity to see firsthand how startups work. I get to see how cryptocurrency has such a positive impact in underprivileged communities on a global scale. When I voice my opinion, they listen. I have a great mentor. He breaks down everything, teaches me something new every day. And so I don't know if they're here right now, but Marissa, Aaron, and like the rest of the cLabs team and Connor, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity. I would like to thank my parents, Amanda and Carlos, who with their grit and determination were able to give my 6 siblings and myself the best life they could, for also being so supportive in my endeavors. To my best friend and my little sister, Sulma, who is one of the strongest people I know and who has been my anchor throughout this journey. To my friends who have been understanding and super supportive on this new journey. Thank you. Thank you so much. To the Pursuit staff, Juke, David, Caroline, Jess, Corey, John, Alejo, Jenya, Celine, Daphne, Alex. I feel like I could go on, and on. You folks are changing people's lives in ways where you have no idea. Like, it's just so amazing to me. Thank you all for being so selfless and allowing me to be part of this amazing community. To my cohort, thank you. Thank you for being the best that you can be, for always showing up and working hard, for failing forward with me and rising up to the challenge when we had to step it up. This year has not been an easy one, to say the least, but I am so lucky to have spent it with you guys. Thank you. Did I leave anybody else? I feel like I'm the eye. So let's ring the gong now. So